You guys, we have got to talk about Hailey Bieber because she was recently on a podcast where she was debunking some things that have been said about her. And of course, we have to talk about Selena because there is another situation going around that involves the Biebers and Selena and her company, and it's a whole thing. It's a mess. We're going to get into everything and everything that everyone has been saying. So recently, Hailey Bieber sat down with Owen Thiel for an episode of In Your Dreams where they discussed some of what the internet has to say and how she handles it all. He asked her about being a Nepo baby and having a Nepo baby. And despite having a good answer for the question, she admits that she feels like she's really bad at being famous.
Okay, let's move on. So you were a Nepo baby. You are a Nepo baby.
Yeah. Full-blown one.
Full-blown.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't it crazy that you now have a Nepo baby?
The whole Nepo conversation is really just a conversation about privilege. And I think having that dialogue with your kid is important. And I think talking about it is important.
So
and I think
good.
Awareness is important. So I think it's just a conversation of awareness and understanding.
Did you know you were going to be famous?
No.
You're so good at being famous. I know that's a crazy thing to say.
Thanks. I feel really bad at it all the time. Like,
you're so good at it. Like that was a PR. That was perfect.
She later gets into talking about being a mom and accusations of her not being this hands-on mom and always being away and not with her baby. And also Justin gets these comments as well with people just being like, you have a kid, like how are you out here doing this? Like Justin was literally on stream. He's starting to stream all the time now. So people have just been like, you know, when is he ever like a dad? I also just feel like it's strategic because they don't want to show their baby's face. So like whenever we are seeing them, we're obviously not going to be seeing their baby. But Hailey says that she has always wanted to be a mom, so she is super hands-on, but she does admit that she has full-time help so she can manage her career.
I think everybody sees you as this gorgeous woman with such a career, and I think they're like, oh, she has 150 nannies and she doesn't ever see her baby. Right. And I think just knowing you, that is so the opposite of who you are.
I'm someone who I always wanted to be a mom, so I'm super, super, super hands-on with my son.
Totally.
I do have help. I have full-time help. And I'm super not ashamed to say that. And I would never shy away from talking about that because I wouldn't be able to have my career do the things that I do without the help. And I feel really grateful for that. But even with that, I am super, super like constantly.
We just took a break so Hailey could ultimately text about
Yeah,
Jack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, if he's not with me, he's with his dad. He's always with like his family. And he's always with somebody that, you know, he's always with one of us or with somebody, his godparents.
And that help is definitely how she was able to say later that she gets like 8 hours of sleep a night because no way that would be happening otherwise. But that aside, Owen asked her what's something crazy that she's read about herself. And she joked about how there's been a lot of crazy headlines that she's seen, and we certainly know that over the years, she's seen her name in a lot of news stories, but she says hearing that she was Justin's manager was a crazy one. So she thought that this sounded ridiculous, but literally last year, it was something that people were really willing to believe with the way that Justin seemed to want to get rid of everyone around him. I mean, once the news hit that he was no longer working with Scooter, everyone was like, whoa, like, you know, what's going on? Because Scooter has been in Justin's life for so long that everyone was like, you know, is this a Scooter issue? Is this something to do with him and him not being a good person? Or is this because Justin wants to keep everything in-house and he doesn't want anyone to tell him what to do anymore? Like there were so many things that were going around that I feel like people were willing to believe that he would want to keep it in the family and maybe Hailey would manage him. I don't know. We were also hearing so much about him owing people money and people owing him money. So that was also a factor in people being like, you know, maybe he does just want to have it be Hailey. But she thought that that was just like the craziest thing and that she would not want to mix like them being in a relationship with doing business and all of that.
I think there was one that I thought was funny because it was so stupid and so ridiculous. This is the one that comes to the top of my mind a couple of months ago. It was like, Hailey is doing management for her husband. Like, I'm taking over to be his manager. I was like,
what?
There's no world in which that would ever.
You have a full business to run of your own.
But also, that's my husband.
Well,
like,
100%. But also,
what do we think is going on here?
One, that's your husband. Two, you have a full career in life.
But something people have talked about being crazy before is that there was this rumor that Hailey originally wanted to name her skincare brand using the Bieber name. But she claimed on this podcast that she always intended on making her brand named Rhode because it was a family name to her. But I remember very much seeing people say, oh, she tried to like trademark the Bieber name and that's how she was gonna make her brand blow up. But she was saying, nope.
I knew I wanted to call it Rhode. It's my middle name.
Of course.
It's my mom's middle name. It's a family name, so was certain on that.
So they definitely kind of felt like her way of trying to address that rumor. And it wasn't the only thing that she addresses, as she also wanted to call out the fact that people try to tell her that she looks trans like it's an insult or something, which she finds absolutely ridiculous.
Guys, crazy, like, what is happening?
Hailey, you're hard.
The rumors are true.
Do people say that?
No, I mean, like when people are trying to be mean, they're like, she looks trans. And I'm like, why do you think that's a diss?
Wait, totally.
As if being like trans is a diss,
Totally.
or like some of the most beautiful women in the world and men
Literally.
in the world are trans.
Totally.
So I just don't take that offensively at all. But
I love
say
now
that.
you're just in here with Sabrina. Look, it's
now,
Sabrina.
Now I cover myself because I'm
It's
like,
Sabrina.
And as they were doing this interview, a drone literally flew over Owen's apartment as she was coming in because they knew Hailey was there, which was crazy because she was saying like, you know, what are they hoping to get? Like, are they hoping that I'm like out here like trying to find another lover or visiting my secret lover or something like that? She just found it ridiculous.
I cannot believe there was a drone outside of my little cup where I live, my little apartment. That's insane. I mean, it's great for me. I'll be on People Mag.
I'm also like, what do you think I'm doing? What do you think you're
what do-
catching? I'm visiting
You're-
a lover.
Wait, literally, I'm dead. Or you're like jumping on an album. Maybe you're featuring on the album.
I'm recording.
Would you ever record?
No.
But I will say, though, that in watching this interview, there was a part where she was talking about the paparazzi and how this one paparazzi was in his car. She was in the car too. And he pulled in front of her and he's like trying to drive and take a picture of her through his rear view mirror. And she is like freaking out because it's so dangerous. And so she literally like pulled over to yell at him. And she's like on the phone with Owen while this is all happening. And I don't know why, you guys, but when I was watching this, I was like, I feel like this is like the realest part of her. Because whenever a celebrity does an interview, you know, they're very PR. They know exactly what to say. They don't want to say anything wrong. They're very calculated. Like when she answered the Nepo baby question, you know, that is something that she has learned how to answer. But this, with her telling this story, I just feel like this was so raw and real. And it was funny to me.
You're putting your life at risk. Like, she's like,
I went off.
She went off.
I waved him over to pull over and I was like, hold on one second, Owen. Don't you ever fucking do some shit like that again. Do you understand? Like I saw red. I was so upset.
and then she gets back.
And I'm like, hey, sorry.
Literally, she goes, hi. Sorry, so wait, where were we? I go, no, we're not anywhere now, love, because I have chills. I have chills to be in the room where it happens.
Owen goes, oh my God, I literally have full body chills. I feel like I was just in 2000.
But also just so crazy. She said that like they were lucky that her baby was not in the car because she would have gone off like times 10. But anyway, aside from what Hailey had to say when she sat down with Owen, we got to talk about what's going on with Selena Gomez. Because yes, her name is in the mix with the Bieber's name once again, okay? And it has to do with a comment that was left on a video that mentions Justin. So this girl posted a video, POV making Justin Bieber mad with my Rare Beauty gloss. And a lot of people called out this video. I don't even think this video is up anymore because I tried looking for it on her page and it was just not there anymore. Because I know a lot of people in the comments from the screenshots that I've seen are just like, why would you do that? Why would you post that? Why would you say that? That's just weird. But what's even weirder is that people clocked that it seemed Rare Beauty allegedly commented hard eyes on this post. And there were multiple screenshots of this, okay? And a screen recording, which leads a lot of people to believe that this was something that was really commented on. I feel like when you're working at a place like Rare or even Rhode, there's probably like some guide that says, let's not comment on things that even mention the other party, you know, just to stay out of drama. So I don't know if this was to purposely spark drama or a conversation for promo. I don't know why they would need it because, you know, the brand is big enough as it is. So I don't know if it was because Selena put out a new music video this week or what. Maybe though it was the person that is running the Rare Beauty account and they were in the wrong account. Like they thought that they were on their personal account and they accidentally commented on the Rare Beauty account with the hard eyes. I don't know what the case was, but it's weird. Why are we doing that? Because it's not even like a, oh, I only liked it because it says Rare Beauty, because it very clearly says like Justin Bieber before we even see it say Rare Beauty. But of course, this all led people to call out Selena for being messy and for her brand being messy because they felt like if it was on purpose, it was just weird. And like I said, when I talked about them last, you guys, I just feel like it flip-flops. One week, everyone's team Selena. The next week, everyone's team Hailey. Everyone's like, you're a stalker this week, you're a stalker next week, you're weird this week, you're weird that week. Like, it is a mess every single time. I thought that once Hailey had Justin Bieber's baby, we would not be hearing about this. Once Selena got married to Benny, we would not be hearing as much about the drama or with them being obsessed with each other or this craziness, you know, from a relationship that was so long ago. But here we are. Alas, the names I fear will be combined forever. But that is what has recently been said by Hailey. That's what's going on in the Selena bubble with the rare beauty drama. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.